Crysis. Developed in 2007 by a studio named Crytek, of whom you might know from a couple of titles such as Fibble Flickin' or if you're into more niche communities, Far Cry, or if you're stupid and don't listen to me, the Crysis games. That's all I'm going to say about the background of the game, as a majority of the people watching this probably suffer from a serious case of bad syndrome and aren't capable of sitting through anything more than a 45-second Kai Cenat clip without Subway Surfers gameplay lingering somewhere.
That looks like such a boring way to play.
We got the whole shit, like, I know this.
Got it.
My mind, I can't even fold it.
Download it now.
How you won't blow it? I get my lip, you won't even know it. Come out and find me, I won't even show it.
Back to- You might have just had an aneurysm and died.
Flashlight your face, you won't even run up. Everybody
Beating,
the
slide dropped off.
Had me the plug at the store, he won't show us. We need a low
Excuse me? What?
He won't show us.
Oh, okay, you... Okay, dude, no, you're not... Okay. Stop looking at these Asian people's faces.
After you begin the game, you are put into a plane. Not just any plane though, a plane with 4 other buff men in super duper expensive suits of power armor. The combined net loss if that plane happened to explode would end up being more than the entire yearly GDP of Fiji. Of course, this doesn't happen because a 2-minute long game where you listen to a freedom-fighting American lie about a mission you're all risking your lives on, and then fucking exploding because a SAM turret locked onto your plane and blew you to smithereens doesn't pay. Because that doesn't happen, everyone jumps out of the plane in order to begin their mission. Almost immediately after jumping out of the plane, a conveniently timed EMP confuses my armor, and instead of activating my parachute, it pumps 500 milligrams of Viagra directly into my bloodstream. Well, shit. This could not be going worse. Luckily, the Rothschild paid a body of water just deep enough so I didn't shatter every bone in my body when I landed to sit directly where I was falling. In an erection-induced rage, I claw myself out of the water and begin harassing the local wildlife. Maybe Mr. 1% who produced this suit will remove the Viagra pumps now. With a turtle now dead and my bloodlust still unfulfilled, I stop my way over to another beach where I meet some locals. Of course, with these locals being North Korean and fairly unreasonable, I decided to just kill them. Self-preservation, I'm not, you know...
Me liking it.
If any Korean bad bitches are watching this, hit me up on my Instagram, link in the description. Oh yeah, and we're going to meet up with one of our squad mates, Jester, so we can help another squad mate, Aztec, that got caught in a tree. It would seem we are just handing out awesome power armor to anyone who asks for it.
Dejó que states wearing a $1 suite of power armor and can't free himself from his own parachute strings.
Jester and I link up and make our way to Aztec. When we find Aztec, he's torn to shreds and surrounded by a bunch of dead Koreans. Either he killed the soldiers and then killed himself, or the soldiers killed him and then killed themselves. How odd. Me, being the high IQ individual that I am, accidentally skipped the cutscene and can't be bothered to go back and get it again, so I decided to remake it. Regardless, we evaporated the corpse and moved on to bigger and better things. Or at least that's what we told ourselves as we moved through the forest only to find a village populated full of North Koreans. The village is no longer populated. I turned off a radar jammer, which is what I actually went there to do, and stole a car. Only 2 minutes after stealing that car, I ditched it, killed a beach full of armed locals,
Slowly sneak up like...
ripped a corpse out of a different truck, and took that one. Of course, I did what made the most sense, and drove it 20 feet before also leaving it behind, and jumping into the ocean where I then swam 400 feet, as to avoid getting called xenophobic slurs like Yankee and Cracker by the locals. The reward of this swimming feat? An outpost full of people that need to be killed.
Damn it, it's always a hold note.
to me. The reward of wiping out that outpost? Info that means nothing to me. I did find out that the person leading all these very angry Asians was a man by the name of Rishan Kyong. Awesome. After this, in me fashion, I stole yet another truck only to drive it 30 feet before leaving it to kill more islanders. This time, I had to punch a hole big enough for me to fit through a checkpoint so I could, believe it or not, make it to the other side. Prophet, who was my squad leader by the way, told me to use my grenades. I, unfortunately, forgot my grenades on the plane, so I just had to shoot everybody. It wasn't anywhere near beefy enough to justify the use of grenades, but whatever. I continued on my way, making sure not to get any blood on my freshly shined boots. As I frolicked through the tall grasses and hard-to-maneuver rocks, I stumbled upon my squad in a big-ass frozen boat. Which is odd, considering the island I'm on is 100 degrees Fahrenheit, but again, whatever. Global warming or something. Almost as soon as I regroup with my team, Jester gets snatched up by some tentacle monster. I watched as the creature ran with Jester, only imagining what terrible tentacle-related media it would force him to make. Only a short way away from where we began our foot race to catch Jester, we found him. His insides were not on his insides. Now, I'm not a professional, but I think that means he's really dead. Prophet then goes to evaporate his corpse, as to prevent those pesky Koreans from getting their paws on our nanotechnology. I, of course, don't object, as Jester was, simply put, ugly as shit. So now we're going into the second mission. Or, I mean, we're already in it, but, you know, I don't plan these videos out very well. So, what's happened, or what the losses have been, we've lost 2 of our teammates. We have no connection to our like upper management people, so we don't really know what we're supposed to be doing. And I've killed enough Koreans to earn a place in their textbooks. I wasn't kidding when I said that that was foreshadowing earlier. With Jester now dead, we decided to move up to an outpost not far from where we were, so we could hopefully collect some amount of intel. Upon reaching the outpost, we find that everyone there is dead. I was not happy about this. The ground is splattered with blood in a substance that could be nut or snow. I'm honestly not sure, and I chose to say that way instead of tasting it in case it was actually someone's freaky-ass payload. After taking any valuables that were at the outpost, such as ammo or cocaine that was hopefully not laced with lethal amounts of fentanyl, I made my way out of it and, you guessed it, stole a truck only to drive it 30 feet and then ditch it so I could then swim 400 feet. I then stole a boat to, you know, spice things up. After covering another 300 feet in the boat, I ditched it where I then tried to storm a beach so I could save an architect or something. I'm not really paying attention. On that beach, I struggled with the general concept of landmines for 15 minutes.
Get back
I
to...
wasn't shot! What hit me? Did I hit? Oh my god. Oh no, there were landmines on that beach. Oh my god.
So guys, we did it. Is that this game?
What does that mean? Oh my god.
I think that's
Shut up! Huh? Is there a Korean man close to me?
Is this how they felt during the Vietnam War?
I killed you! Okay. I don't think anybody can see me if I unload. Oh my god!
I think he saw you.
Can you remind me like every 20 or so seconds that there are landmines on this beach and I'm not safe to just walk around?
Yeah, I'll remind you every 20 notes I hit.
Okay.
Landmine.
Should I try to kill this guy with a nanner?
Yankees again!
Again, he called me a
Landmine.
Yankee. Now he's gotta die.
Landmine. For notes I hit. What killed you?
good, like, cover near me. Another landmine. I don't even think there was a landmine. Thank you, Noah. Should I kill him with a motorboat part?
I feel like you can just shoot him.
Dude! Unreal. I didn't even hit it that hard.
Landmine. Oh right, D-Day.
Yeah, D-Day. D stands for dooms, by the way. I'm using slang.
Yeah, slang by the way. Landmine.
That time what killed me?
Was it a landmine?
No, it wasn't a landmine.
It's a landmine.
Nomad, I'm inside the village, awaiting confirmation of the target.
Jesus!
Looks like KPM set up an HQ in the town hall next to the school.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, landmine.
No, those are
We need to find that
claymores.
hostage.
Well fuck, what, do I say Claymore and landmine or just landmine?
No, just landmine. Claymores are...
Set up an HQ in the town hall.
The cat wants in, I'll be right back.
Confirmation of the target. Confirmation of the target. Nomad.
Like, I don't feel comfortable just saying Koreans.
No, never mind, I lied. It's still claymores and landmines.
We need to find that
I don't remember the last one.
What's the other element? God, landmines! Of course, with a little bit of finesse and a whole lot of skill, I managed to maneuver through the various explosives that were haphazardly put throughout the beach, allowing me to make some amount of progress on saving the woman. The architect is a woman, by the way. I made sure to kill every moving person I saw on the way to the center schoolhouse, that way the extraction would be easier and stuff.
I got Anubis with,
Star them up.
by feeding, the same. Also, I've almost caught him. And
Oh my goodness. This
supply
guy's
drop
begging for
boss.
it.
Excuse me?
I'm just saying, man.
We shouldn't be. Stop just saying.
After I get to the building the architect was being held in, I made sure to strategically shoot anyone that looked even a little Korean.
Gentlemen, we have a lock. The hostage is inside the school.
Sick and tired of you.
Nomad, I'm closing in on the school. Secure the building. I've got...
Where the fuck are you using birdshot? Strong ass Koreans.
Come on now. Look at him. He's
What?
puckered up.
Dude, you literally shot and killed that man. Stay away from his body.
That shot me blind for a second. You see that?
No, in Power World.
After clearing the building, I found the door she was behind. Psycho, who was meant to be helping me, suddenly appeared behind me acting like he did shit. He did not. Not cool, Michael. Me and Psycho kicked down the door, killing yet another man for looking even slightly dangerous. We untie the now found architect and Psycho speaks with her. Me, being a real Sigma male, I ignore her. The dominant male does not turn his head when a bitch barks. Anyways, I quickly find out that the enemies deployed 2 fucking tanks to stop me and Psycho. Luckily for us, they left enough rockets on the first floor of the school to overthrow a small government. Psycho, being the kind and helpful fellow that he is, tells me to go deal with them while he does jack shit and dick all. Great. Since I have more rockets than I know what to do with, I don't have much trouble at all.
Looking at a dead body, scratching your chin, figuring out how to make a joke about it. Okay, now if I kick his leg open a little like this, can I beat this level 54? Maybe, honestly.
How are you
If I
still alive?
different pals, by the way, like in the book. Oh, okay. Okay, there we go. It's just it costs a lot.
When the tanks are finally blown to the worst thing ever, smithereens, I use it as my chance to get the fuck out of there. Prophet tells me that I need to make my way to him, which is what I do. On my way, I stumble upon a whole platoon of Koreans. Me being the stealth god I am, I stealthily get into a firefight that ends up with the deaths of many.
But I've way more than 7, like, unknowns. I know for a fact I can't ride all of these, so I just want to know what it is.
I guess that's
Speaking of cheating,
I would kill a few, jump and hide in the ankle-deep water, regain my health and suit energy, and jump back out and repeat. Very efficient, very human, would recommend. After I clear this valley, I meet up with Prophet, where he shows me his goon cave. Very weird. We make our way out of his strategically placed goon cave and begin to figure out a good checklist, and obviously at the top of that checklist is killing more Koreans, which is what I did.
I've 100% found this pal by now.
God damn it, Prophet!
What pal?
Oh, there he is!
What the hell? Much appreciated.
Stop touching my arm. That's weird. The cat.
My cat doesn't go out of his way to get any
Don't say it like that.
What? Proud cat dad over here! With them now dead, I turn off yet another radar jammer that they had set up. Next up is wiping out a base full of Koreans so I can steal vital data.
Runs the Bleach gauntlet.
Watch Bleach.
And Zoraki. Watch. Each man's headphone down. Where his skull is.
No.
Go to like any panel of him and like look on top of his head.
The vital data told us we're an excavation site, and of course, I need to kill more people. After committing the equivalent of several ethnic cleansings, I make my way into the dig site. In case I haven't said this yet, we were going to the dig site to save a hostage. He is related to the one architect lady I saved earlier, I think, although I'm not sure as I simply don't listen to anybody who talks to me. Due to me being me, I am not allowed to do anything without someone else's untimely death occurring, and of course, I sure as shit wasn't the one who died, so it was the hostage. He did something he wasn't meant to and managed to upset some alien, getting frozen to death in the process. This could have something to do with the boat from earlier, although I'm not sure. The last thing the hostage told me was that I had to go up to some mines in the mountains so I could save his daughter and stop Kyung from making the alien problem a whole lot worse. Of course, the nefarious alien being the nefarious alien, it told literally every Korean in a 10-mile radius that an American was somewhere he wasn't meant to be. This means I need to murder more Koreans. I don't know about you, but I'm beginning to see a trend. I, of course, do not struggle killing them. Afterwards, I steal some poor fisherman's boat, only to beach it 5 minutes later. I was going to use this boat to get to an evacuation site so I can be picked up by some friendlies, but now I need to do one of two things. Either walk all the way there, or steal a new boat. Obviously, I steal a new boat, as I will not be participating in any amount of cardio activity. With that boat, I managed to make it to the evac site, only almost beaching it 3 times. When I get there, I get a feeling in my nuts that I am not alone. Unfortunately, my nuts were correct. These Asians, being Asians, made a cheap knockoff of my armor.
Convoy headed your way.
Strictly, you copy? I think these guys have nanosuits.
How you can. They aren't supposed to have that technology yet.
It's any consolation.
I do the best I can to not hold them to it, as it's in their blood and they can't really help it, but ultimately I kill every one of them. After the pilot decides to stop dicking around and come get me, I get in and meet with half a dozen Marines and Psycho. Psycho briefs me on what's going on and essentially tells me that I need to take out a couple SAM turrets while he sits in a nearby bush and spanks his hog. I also get acquainted with the Marines. Very kind people. It'd be a shame if something happened to them. With more fuel thrown into my inner flame of racism, I get my ass moving so I can destroy these SAM turrets and introduce this filth to the wrath of God. With the SAM turrets now destroyed and my tinnitus marginally worse, I'm instructed to move to a harbor to destroy a final artillery weapon. I destroy the final weapon with relative ease, and now with that complete, I get to call in an airstrike to destroy a docked battlecruiser. Doing this allows me to feel as though I've avenged those 2 Marines that I only knew for like 5 minutes, letting me move on with my rampage in a less racist context. With their enemy's most vital defenses now either in flames or at the bottom of the harbor, my boss man decides to give me a gift of sorts. The gift was a tank. With this being a gift and all, I make sure to use it to its fullest.
Man, I'm gonna whip this hoe.
Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end at one point or another. They end up almost destroying my tank due to them simply having greater numbers than me, requiring me to leave it. I was meant to use the tank to, SAM turrets. Whatever.
Target destroyed, Major.
After destroying the AA guns, I'm given the opportunity to blow up a weapons depot with an airstrike. I, of course, do not object.
Roger, Idaho. Target is locked. That's a go. Damn fine work.
As if that wasn't award enough, my boss man sends me a plane with a Gauss rifle in it, which is like a sniper rifle but on various amphetamines to increase its performance tenfold. Making use of my new toy, I break through a KPA checkpoint and begin making my way to a compound to get some important data, which, as usual, means nothing to me.
Strickland, I'm inside the office.
See if you can access.
양키! 죽여! 그놈을 찾고 말이야. 어디야? 너 근방에 있어. 모두 들어온다.
Once that data is acquired, I start making my way to a quarry or some shit so friendlies can land in that area and provide me backup. You may be wondering, why did they choose that specific quarry? Truthfully, I don't know. Of all the compounds I've raided so far, this one shows the most resistance, having multiple turrets, too many soldiers, and 4 or 5 soldiers equipped in knockoff nanosuits. I also had a tank on my ass for a significant portion of the raid. With the outpost now cleared, I move into the actual quarry. By now, the entire island has gone to shit. I need to make my way into the mountain. Everybody is freaking out and nobody knows what's going on because Kyong isn't what I'd really consider a good leader, which is something that I take advantage of.
Hostages.
Strickland, I'm inside the mining complex.
Find those hostages. We're running out of time.
Because of Kyong's lacking leader traits, I don't have much trouble breaking through the little resistance that there is stationed at the cave entrance. After locating Kyong, I am almost immediately incapacitated by him and 2 other men. I accidentally skipped the cutscene too, so you don't get to see what happened. All you need to know is that they cheated. I'm brought deeper into the cave, where there is some kind of alien monolith. Kyung, as per usual, doesn't understand that if he keeps fucking with the alien monolith, the alien problem is going to become worse. Unsurprisingly, he makes the alien problem worse. After pumping enough electricity to power a small city into the relic, it surges, killing everybody in the room except for me, Kyung, and Helena. Helena is the hostage's name, by the way. I don't understand how two people in highly sophisticated power armor died, but she, a frail Asian woman, survived, but I digress. I want it to be known that I am only doing this because Kyung is mad as hell and I need to kill him.
I got a headache.
After trick-shotting him, I steal any valuables he may have had on him and run to the elevator that Helena conveniently has ready. I get on, and it takes us maybe 15 feet up before braking. Wondrous. By now, the cave is caving in. Luckily, a pilot of a VTOL happens upon us. I exchange my goodie points with him, effectively forcing him to come save us. Unfortunately, he saves Helena and leaves me. Great. The elevator crashes down and I am now stuck in the cave. Of course, being a white man, I do what is easily the worst thing possible and go into the alien structure instead of waiting for rescue teams to dig me out. As I make my way through, I make sure to document what I see, primarily the spiky crystals. There are also weird squid things, and the structure seems to be living, but who cares when there are spiky crystals? Once I get out of the alien structure, the first thing I notice is how it's snowing on a tropical island. I am beginning to feel this is somehow related to the boat from earlier, though I am not sure still. I make my way down the mountain, killing anything that moves. This time, it is aliens instead of Koreans. I make my way down until I meet with a lost group of Marines. They were all frozen to death. How tragic. Shortly after this discovery, a group of aliens begin swarming me, an amount that I probably cannot destroy on my own. Almost like he heard that I was in a teeny bit of danger, Prophet comes out of nowhere with some alien-based weapon that he hotwired to work for him. How queer. I wonder if this is going to play a role in future titles. As him and I fight, I asked how exactly he survived. Considering that the last two people snatched by aliens died horrible deaths, he more or less tells me that it isn't important and to mind my own business. Whatever you say, bro.
Head first, kid! Right son of a...
Prophet and I use the power of friendship to destroy the alien menace with relative ease. Thankfully, his suit is very mindful of our situation and waits for us to kill all the aliens before shitting itself. Now his internal heating is broken and he is actively freezing to death, meaning we need to haul ass. He gives me the alien weapon, and we bounce from heat source to heat source, killing any alien threats we meet as to prevent his untimely demise. Eventually, we make it down the mountain where we meet up with a group of Marines. This time they aren't frozen. Their captain asks if we found the lost Marines, where we promptly told them that they were dead as hell. Thankfully, before they can begin mourning properly, a group of aliens launch an attack on us. crushed the aliens with little resistance. They didn't realize that we would develop such horrifying weapons in the millions of years that they sat in that mountain. We are the horrors beyond human comprehension. With that area clear, we pile into a few trucks and begin making our way off the island. Of course, nothing can be made easy for me, so as I made my way to the pickup site, I find out that the VTOL that picked up Helena got shot down, meaning I need to save her and whoever else is on said VTOL. Wonderful. Luckily, the VTOL pilot decided to crash right next to an AA gun, making the defense laughably easy. We get her out of the VTOL and transport her to the pickup spot, where we notice a massive alien spider thing. None of the weapons we have access to on the island are capable of even scratching it, which is just great. Our boss man, who was in the VTOL that was picking us up, does the only sensible thing, and got on a turret that it's already destroyed dozens of. He orders us to leave him, which is what we do. Obviously, he does nothing to it and is promptly obliterated. I am not sure what he was expecting, but I will not be allowing this to go unpunished. On our way off this shithole of an island, our pilot gets shot. Luckily, the alien that killed him is dumb as bricks and chooses to only kill the pilot and not make sure the VTOL is destroyed. This allows me to take over the controls and begin what is easily the worst section in this game. I really don't do much other than cover a few other VTOLs and then leave. I return to a battleship where I find out Psycho brought one of the big aliens back with him. Before I can be too impressed with an act as retarded as this, it shoots lightning out at the control tower. Fortunately, this somehow does literally nothing. Before this situation gets too out of hand, I go to visit the admiral of the ship, not because I want to, but because he wants me to. He may have a crush on me. He more or less just tells me that he's going to launch a nuke into the island and that I need to get my armor examined by the armor doctor. Helena tells him that this is a brain-dead idea, and the admiral tells her to kill herself. She leaves, and then the admiral tells me to leave. Very rude. When I arrive in the armory, the armor doctor essentially informs me that Prophet is weird and that I need to sit down in a chair. As I sit down, Prophet decides that he needs to finish the fight. He grabs his alien gun and tries to leave. Psycho tells him not to. Prophet threatens to eviscerate him with his mind powers. This is enough to get Psycho out of Prophet's way. Psycho decides to follow him though. How queer. Shortly after, a man in a hazmat suit comes in and practically edges me with a nuke launcher. I am told by the armor doctor that I am not allowed to use it though, since it's still highly experimental something something. After I'm done having my balls played with by the armor doctor, I go see the admiral since I'm just missing my estranged lover so much. This is where I find out that Prophet raided the armory, took a VTOL, and is going to the island to finish the aliens. The admiral bosses up and launches the nukes anyways. This, strangely enough, only made the alien problem worse. Almost immediately after launching the nuke, a full-scale assault begins on the carrier. I begin to make my way out of the command center and onto the runway so I can help fight off the assault. After defending the carrier, I am instructed to move down to the reactor room. Somehow, the aliens made it in there and are using it to become super strong. After thoroughly destroying the Xenos threat, I go to the reactor room and secure it and the reactor rods. After this, I'm told to backtrack onto the runway because another assault is beginning. On the way there, I see the Admiral get killed. I can't say I feel bad though. I also made sure to nab the nuke launcher that I mentioned earlier. Anyways, guess who I saw when I got back up onto the runway? The bastard that killed Boss Man. I meant it when I said this act would not go unpunished. boss man now avenged, I breathe a sigh of relief thinking that the fight's over. There is no rest for the wicked, though. Another alien, 10 times the size of the last, exits the ocean.
There must be a shield. Psycho gets... Taking fire, don't get near that thing! Wax that thing!
I thought you never had.
Beautiful. That's one down. Lock on with the tack gun. Got it. Nice shooting. Out. You, that son of a bitch! It's gonna hit the deck, Nomad! Come on!
A long and difficult battle follows this, but ultimately I come out as the victor. With the death of the alien, I get into a VTOL with Psycho and Helena, and instead of leaving to go somewhere safer, we go back into the goddamn island.